To be a good writer, to be a good business writer, you need to be knowledgeable. You need to be knowledgeable about the text types. What are the text types? Number one, explanatory text. This is the text type number one. Okay, explanatory text. Number two, narrative text. من اسمها كده explanatory text. It explains. So what is the writer's purpose here? What is the writer's purpose? يعني ايه غرض الكتابة هنا؟ The writer or the author wrote this text to explain something. To explain something. So that's why it's called explanatory sentence. Text. Explanatory text. Okay, this is number one. So what is the writer's purpose? The writer's purpose is to explain something. Okay? Okay? I think it's so easy. Let's move on to the next type. The next type is called narrative text. What's a narrative text? What's a narrative text? A narrative text is what? Is a story. So if you're reading a story, so it's called narrative. It's called what? Narrative. Next, what is the third type of the texts? What's the third type? The third type is called descriptive text. So if you're reading a description of a place, so it's called descriptive text. Again, if you are reading a description, okay, a description of something, description of a place, description of a character, this is called descriptive text. It's a descriptive text. We call it descriptive text. Okay. Type number 4. If you read the text that's about a persuasive, okay? Again, if you are reading a text and this text is dealing with a viewpoint, it's focusing on a viewpoint, okay? It's called a persuasive text. It's called a persuasive text. So what is a persuasive text? Let's talk about this. Next, type number 4, expository text. Expository text. It's an informative text. So if you're reading a text and this text focuses on, or it tells us some facts, some information, so we call it expository text. Now let's talk about this. Okay, let's get started with this text. Is it a narrative? Is it a story or informative? Who knows? Is it a story? If it's a story, so it contains some events. It contains some events. Does it contain some events? Does it contain some dialogues and characters? No. So it's informative. Again, so this text is informative, informational text. It's information. Why? Because it tells us some facts. It tells us some information, some pieces of information. Okay, so it's about the types of video games. Okay, next. Another text. Who knows? The major kinds of pollution usually classified by environment are air pollution, water pollution, and land pollution. Again, it's explanatory text. Again, so what is it called? It's explanatory text. Why? Because it explains. It explains something. Okay, next. Why do my fingers get wrinkly when I swim? Okay, so it's not a narrative. It's not fiction. It's not a story. So it's informational text. Okay. Okay. This was the types of the texts. That when we talk about, if you want to write business, letters or business emails. Okay, just wait. Can you see now? So again, طب if you want to write a business email or a business letter, that is the narrative? No, it's not a story. Why? Because it tells us some facts, some information. Okay, so it's informational text. Okay, okay. Let's get started with the objectives. What are the objectives of this lesson? You're going to understand some collocations related to work, job, career, and success. Let's flick through this. What is the definition of business English? What is the definition of business English? As you see, we are targeting some business goals. Okay, so if you are studying business English, so we are focusing on the business goals, okay, or business purposes. For example, we are learning how to write an email, business emails. We have to learn how to write a resume or a CV, okay. This is one of the goals. This is one of the purposes, okay, one of the business purposes, okay. Can you see the screen now? Okay. Okay, as
حضرتك
you
يا دكتور
see,
تديك اللينك التاني.
oh yes, join the next link. في link أنا بعته, join it. Okay.
تمام.
If you join the link, you will see the screen business vocabulary. Okay, we're going to study some business vocabulary. As I told you that this course is called Business English Communication. So what's communication? Communication is a process. Communication is a process between the sender and the receiver. So if you are applying for a job, you are the sender. You are the sender, يعني أنت المرسل, okay? And the employer is the receiver, and the message is your resume or the letter of application, the business email. Okay, that's why it's called business communication, business English communication. So again, we are not studying just general English. No, we are studying business English. يعني احنا يعني من الآخر كده احنا بنركز على الانجليش اللي انت بتستخدمه in your professional life. Okay, for your career, for your future career. Okay, that's why we need to focus on studying some business English vocabulary. Let's get started with this word. As you see, what do you want to be in the future? If you want to be a pharmacist, you need marketing, you need business, you need to be good at business English, you need to be a good business English writer. Okay. If you want to be an engineer, also you need business because in business engineering you're going to apply for a job as an engineer, so you need to be able to write a good resume, a professional resume, a professional CV. اكتب السي في ازاي وانت your English is not good. Okay, so if you're an engineer, if you're studying engineering, if you're studying pharmacy, if you're studying dentistry, you need to be good at English. في حد رافع ايده؟ Do you have a question؟ في حد رفع ايده يا جماعة. Do you have a question؟ شايفين السكرين كلكم؟ join task هتلاقي نفس السكرين دي اللي عندي عندك. join the
اه
link. Okay. طب again, focus on this question. What do you want to be in the future? If you want to be a successful pharmacist, if you want to be a successful pharmacist, so you need to search for marketing, search for business English. You need to improve your business English. Okay. Okay. So what job don't you want to do? Of course. Yeah. So there is a difference between career and job. Again, let's focus on the following words: career, employee, requirement, basis, organized, degree, application, interview. Okay. Again, let's pronounce them again. Read them again. Career. Career. Okay. This word consists of what? Two syllables. Two syllables. Career. It's not career. No, it's career. Yani job. If I say, what is your career? What is your career? Employee. Employee. What is the employee? Career means job. Okay. Okay. So career means job. Employee. What is employee? What is the meaning of employee? The person who is hired. موظف يعني. Okay. موظف يعني employee. طب who is the employer? The employer. The person who hires people. The person who hires people. The requirement. If I told you, if you want to be a good writer, if you want to write a professional CV, you have to search for the required skills. Okay, related to your major. يعني لازم تسيرش على required skills, professional skills اللي هي related للميجر بتاعك للتخصص بتاعك. اوكي، دي اسمها ايه بقى؟ اسمها required skills. اوكي، ليه بقى؟ لان انت لو انت عرفت ال required skills المهارات المهمة اللي انت لازم تكتسبها في التخصص بتاعك، هتقدر توصل للتريننج كورسز المطلوبة اللي انت تاخد بيها certificates تكتبها في السي في بتاعك. فكل التريننج كورسز ديت لما تكتبها في السي في بتاعك it counts. اوكي، ودي هتقوي اكتر السي في بتاعك. So you will be able to apply for your dream job if you have the required skills that the employers search for. Okay. Basis. Basis assess. It's a noun. Requirement is a noun. Employee. Employee is a noun. Employer. What type of this word? Is another noun. Career. Career. Okay. Is a noun. What about organize? Degree. Degree is a noun. Okay. Degree. What is, this is one of the interview questions. Can you tell me what degree do you have? What's your degree? What's your qualification? What are your qualifications? Tell me about your qualifications. So you are going to tell him that you had, that you held, that you got MA, master's degree, okay, or PhD degree. application يبقى degree يعني درجة علمية مثلا، درجة عموما يعني degree. application ال MA يعني masters. application يعني تقدم للوظيفة. Okay, this is a noun. It comes from apply for. دايما بقول لك if you want to be successful, you have to start. If you want to get your dream job, you have to start to learn how to write your own resume. how to write your own CV. But you have to be a good researcher first. Search for the required skills of that the employers need, that the employers are seeking to have. يعني هما دايما الامبلويرز او الناس اللي بيشغل اصحاب الشركات بيدوروا على حاجات معينه، بيدوروا على مهارات معينه، على ناس عندها certificates qualifications معينه. اوكي، فانت you have to search for the required skills, the required qualifications, the required degrees. اوكي، وكل لما تزيد، كل ما تدرس اكتر وتذاكر اكتر ويبقى عندك سكيلز اكتر، كل لما انت تتميز عن الاخرين وفرصتك في الشغل تبقى ايه، تبقى اكبر. اوكي، ففي قاعدة مهمة جدا في البيزنس اسمها you have to stand out from the crowd. في الجوب هانتنج سكيلز، في الجوب هانتنج سكيلز يقول لك you have to stand out from the crowd. You have to stand out from the crowd means that you need to, or you should be different. You should update your information, update your knowledge. Okay, always upgrade your degrees, upgrade your qualifications. ما تقفش بس على ايه، ان انت تاخد الليسانس او البكالوريوس الباتشلر وخلاص. لا، you need to do your master's degree and your PhD. يعني انت لو اتخرجت بس بالليسانس او البكالوريوس يقول لك في منك كتير. فانت you need to do your MA, okay, and your PhD in order to stand out from the crowd. Take the required training courses that your major need, that the employers need. It's highly important. ساعتها بقى لما if you when you decide to go to an interview هتبقى انت قوي جدا بقى، مفيش منك. ليه؟ Because knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. Because if you're knowledgeable, you will feel confident in the interview. ومينلي في الانترفيو بيتست الكاركتر traits بتاعتك. Your confidence. If you have high self-esteem, if you have knowledge, so you will have high self-esteem. يعني ايه high self-esteem؟ عندك ثقتك في نفسك عالية. اوكي، if you're knowledgeable، لو انت عندك معرفة قوية و required skills، السكيلز عندك قوية في التخصص بتاعك، uh, you will not be able you will get your dream job. You will get the job. Okay, you will pass the interview questions. دي هنتكلم فيها بعدين. اوكي، فالconfidence دايما بتبقى نابعة من ايه، من النولج بتاعتك. يبقى again, if you have the knowledge, you have to practice this knowledge. You have to practice this knowledge to in order to have the skill. Okay, okay, guys. So it's very important. But what is the first step to get your to get your dream job? Be a good researcher. Be a good research. Okay, if you're applying for a job, if you're applying for a job at any company, you have to search for this company. What products do they sell? Okay, what's their mission? Okay, what's their mission? You have to know what's their plan. What are their plans? What are their plans? اوكي، فانت لما تيجي في الانترفيو عندك كل المعلومات دي عن الشركه اللي انت هتشتغل فيها، لا، now you will feel confident. You will have high self-esteem. Okay, so you will pass all the interview questions because you're knowledgeable. يقرا السي في بتاعك كده لان انت عندك كل السكيلز المطلوبه اللي هو بيدور عليها في البوزيشن اللي هو عنده، اللي هو طالبه. فانت كده you will get your dream job. ليه؟ لان انت you are a good researcher، عملت سيرش كويس جدا، عرفت السكيلز بتاعتك المطلوبه ايه، خدت التريننج كورسز دي ضفتها في السي في بتاعك، خلاص you will get it. Okay. Okay. Khalid wants to change his career. The word career means job. Career means job. He wants to become a doctor. He wants to become a doctor. So career is a job. Okay. Again, Haya starts her new job tomorrow. Haya starts her new job tomorrow. Focus on the pronunciation. Focus on the pronunciation. Haya starts her new job. Job. It's job. Tomorrow. Tomorrow. Okay. خلي بالك من الت sound. Tomorrow. She's a new employee. She is a new employee of that company. Of that company. So employee is the person who is working at a company. Okay. In a certain company. Employee موظف. So it's a noun. It's not a verb. طب what kind of this sentence? Is it a statement or a command or a question? It's not a question, it's a statement. Why? Because it consists of one subject, she, and one verb is. Okay? She is a new employee of that company. Okay? Another question, another word, requirement, requirement, requirement. Repeat after me. Requirement. A college education is one requirement to be a teacher. You also need some teaching experience. So requirement is, uh, you know, teaching experience, requirement. A college education is one requirement to be a teacher. متطلبات من ضمن المتطلبات يبقى it's a noun. Requirement. It comes from require. Require means need. Okay, require means need. Requirement is the noun of require. Okay, so again, to answer this question, the person who works for the company is called. You'll answer the question. Yes, Ahmed. Can you answer the question? The person who works for the company is called. Hmm. The person who works for the company is called. Hmm. Employee. Employee is the answer. Okay. مركزين ولا مش مركزين؟ في questions دلوقتي، في quiz، في test. Read
مع
the
حضرتك.
quiz. Good. Read the question silently. A thing that's needed or wanted is called. شيء أنت محتاجه أو متطلبات موجودة اسمها requirement. 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 Require. Requirement. Requirement is a noun. نجاوب أسرع شوية. Requirement. Okay, choose this word. مم. أربعة بس اللي جاوبوا. والباقي بيعمل إيه بقى؟ Which one is the correct spelling? Which one is the
دكتور الموقع تقيل معايا ومش راضي، كل ما اخش
طب
يطلع منه.
غير المكان بتاعك عشان ده محتاج انترنت قوي شوية.
انا قاعد جنب
اعمل
الراوتر بس
ريفرشمنت. اعمل ريفرشمنت للبيج هتشتغل معاك.
تمام تمام.
refresh your page. Which one is the correct spelling? شايفين السكرين كده؟ في كلمات تانية بقى زي basic. Basic. It's not basic. It's what? Basic. Basic. I don't know much about computer. I don't know much about computers. Computers, okay? I don't know much about computers. I can only do basic things. Basic. Repeat after me. Basic. Basic. B-A-S-I-C. Basic. Like if I can only do basic things. Okay? Basic is an adjective. It's not a noun. Is not a noun. Also, we have another adjective which is called organized. Organized. Our server isn't very organized. Organized حتى مكتوبة غلط أصلا. يعني هي ناقصة Z. Organized. Organized. N. Letter N. Organized. He forgot to bring your coffee and he brought me the wrong food. Okay. Organized. Degree. I told you degree is a noun. Like MA degree. الماجستير اسمه MA degree. Um, Education is important. It's harder to get some jobs if you don't have a college degree. A college degree. Okay? Match picture. Now match the picture. Now match the picture with the correct vocabulary. Uh, can I say organized message or basic message? Basic ولا degree? We need an adjective. We need an adjective now. The basic message or the organized message. Ah, the basic message always is trust me. The basic message always is trust me. So basic, basic is one of the common mistakes. Basic, basic. Okay. Another word, application. Application. It's not application. It's application. I want to get a job at Rick's Cafe. I just have to complete this application and take it to the restaurant. يبقى كلمة application is a noun. Okay. I just complete this application. Application هنا معناه application form. يعني استمارة التقدم للوظيفة. يعني كل ما تيجي تقدم في شغل بيقول لك املى الابلكيشن ده. املى الابلكيشن فورم دي اسمها application and take it to the restaurant. Application is a noun. Interview. I have an interview next week at a computer company. Interview is a noun. Interview is a noun. Okay. Interview questions. Someone is filling the. Focus on the next question. Focus on the next question. Someone is filling. Someone is filling. The the application. Yeah, someone is filling the application form. Okay, good. 7 بس اللي حلوها والباقي بيتفرج. Okay, this is the end of this lecture. Do you have any questions?